Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am trying to do batch video editing. No, not video editing, video creating because if I don't do this, I can't do anything. So I'm trying to work hard when I have the energy and don't work at all when I don't have the energy, which I think summarizes how neurodivergent work should be because we are definitely not made for the workplace 9 to 5. We are made for freelance. And I think, anyway, that's just my take. Anyway, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Valourine. This year, 2025, I would do a lot of yapping, talking, basically, for you that are not young or on the internet a lot. And also, I still do vlogs, but here and there, not consistently. I think I try to be consistent, but you never know. So yeah, and I also do a lot of other things on the internet, or I used to do, but they're still up on the internet. You can check it out what I did or what I'm doing on the description box below. Welcome back to the video, I guess. I'm trying to do all of this without any kind of editing because I want to preserve editing just for the vlogs because it's a lot less time consuming that way and I will get a lot more done. In this video, I guess I just want to talk about the exhaustion that one feels being a neurodivergent and existing, especially as you get older. I'm 40 now. I'm turning 41 this year, and I do have a lot of difficulty dealing with my energy level and also a kind of very difficult time just consuming anything. But that's probably a more a me problem because my gut is not really normal. So I tend to get hypersensitive when it comes to absorbing any kind of ingredients, including caffeine, sugar, and fermented stuff, just anything that goes into my body becomes really difficult to absorb or too easily absorbed. So either it's hyper or hypo, but one thing that is clear is very extreme and it's very difficult to control or to know when the body uh, is going over or under. But that means that my life is so much dictated by what my body wants or needs on that day, and it means like I can't be consistent. One of the hard comment that I received when I was still working for someone else was that I was inconsistent because sometimes I could be really good and another time I can't, and I did not know it back then, which is like 20 years ago, that I was neurodivergent and the way that normal people works is not the way my body works. And I feel like as a neurodivergent, especially someone that tilts maybe towards autistic, is I'm just doing like if you guys have been around in this channel for a long time, the only reason I'm doing that and I'm wording that specifically is because I have not yet been diagnosed officially as an autistic person. So I am going to use much more lenient language. So I'm going to say, like, I'm probably autistic rather than I am autistic, just to navigate the landscape a lot easier. But to be honest, personally, I would just call myself to be autistic. But just being here on a video is probably better to do it that way, just in case you are going to stick around. That's probably the language that I'm going to be using moving forward. As you can tell, I'm currently still overdosing on matcha, which is why I am so hyperverbal right now and actually have a clarity and articulation that is usually very rare for me. But going back into the topic, back then it was really hard for me to be consistent and I did not know why. I felt like, wow, I actually felt really good when I actually could perform like normally and be really sharp, but I just felt it was so unrealistic of me to be performing at that high expectation all the time. But for some reason, I feel like normal people were able to do it, but they weren't trying that hard. They weren't trying to be that person that is high performance. They just are. And I find that to be annoying because I feel like, how could they do this all the time? I couldn't do it all the time. And I did not know back then, but I was burning out. I'm just incapable, as a neurodivergent, I'm incapable of being doing everything. And the only thing that is very different now as a 40-year-old is the fact that I know myself now, and I know that my energy is very limited. So rather going against my body and the way my body works, I try to work around it and to have my body leads my work day, which I feel a lot easier because right now, actually, I was planning to do just and sit in my own, like on my desk and record as I usually would. This batch video recordings, which you probably will notice if you follow this channel, when and where and how and the batch recordings be done. Usually is being done on a desk sitting, but today I can't do that because my body is very buzzed and wired, so I need to lay down. But it doesn't mean that I'm not going to record and work and not work. It opposite. I'm going to work regardless whether I need to do it lying down or not. And that's just me being stubborn. That's just my brain being stubborn. But it's also my brain trying to accommodate what my body needs, but also I'm trying to accommodate what my ego wants to do, which is I want to work and I want to do and make this video. So that's what I'm doing right now. And as a neurodivergent, it's quite hard to have consistency when it comes to income because I think we are so driven by the way our nervous system works. And I find of course, like, I don't speak for the whole community. I'm only speaking for myself. I just need something that works for me. It doesn't mean that I don't want to work. It just means that I need to work based on my capacity and not what the world is trying to push down my throat. And to be honest, I'm really jealous of people who have supports and people who are able to think clearly and also able to execute it in a well planned manner. I'm very jealous of that. I realize like a lot of people who are successful, and of course, like I know that this is not entirely true. I know like there are a lot of people that are doing it by themselves as well. But I have to be honest, I just really am jealous of people who have supports, who have networks, and people who have emotional supports as well, and unconditional love from the people that are around them. I find that actually is helpful because what happens is when you have that kind of support, you basically are stabilizing your nervous system, you are feeding your nervous system. And I think like your nervous system works on a electrical system, an electromagnetic system. And when your nervous system and your brain is stable, that means like you actually have a lot more capacity to do a lot more things, and you have a lot more capacity to think and to feel and to kind of organize your life in a good way. And I I wish one day I have that. That would be nice. It just takes away a lot of ability to progress, I suppose. Also, if you have a stable like nervous system, it means like you can sleep and you can digest better, which means that you're probably a lot healthier as well. So there's that. Anyway, I'm just rambling about it. That's all the topic that I want to talk about in this video. It's just me being neurodivergent and my experience with work and currently trying to do a little bit of work, which probably doesn't mean anything for some people, but it does mean something for me because it means that I actually can produce money with each one of these videos, which is a lot. I'm trying to always get into the passive income type of business model because that means I can do a lot of batch work. Batch work means that I can do like binge work. How people, like if I do binge work, meaning like I can work for 12 hours, but that's because that's what my body is able to do for that day. And then I won't be able to do anything for the rest of the week because my body won't be able to do it that way. But I can't but even if I don't do 12 hours in that day, if I have the capacity to do, I will still won't be able to work for the rest of the week. So it's either I do all the works that I can do for that day that I'm capable of working, or I won't be doing anything on that day and I will still not be able to work for the next like 7 days or so. So It's just reality, I suppose. I'm not complaining about it. I guess once I figured that that was just the way my body works, I just have to hop on board with it and work with it. And it's not something that is a topic to complain about. I feel like actually it's okay. Like, as long as I know how it works, it's good because you can work around it, you can work with it. And I think the hardest bit is when you don't know how it works and you don't know whether you can navigate it or not, because everything you do would kind of circumvent it and it won't work at all. And you're just wondering why is you always failing. So at least this way you can have at least a chance of something to work out. Anyway, that's just me for today. Thanks for watching. Also, a reminder that ING Australia offers 125 bonus cash for new customers, and you can read all the requirements, what the terms and conditions are in the link in the description box below. So if you go all the way down to the description box, you can see the link and you can see whether the offer fits you or not. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video. Bye, everyone.